Why 99% of men miss what really attracts a woman, and how you can be the 1%. Let me ask you something simple, but honest. Have you ever looked at a guy who seems to have everything? He's good looking, successful, confident, and yet, when it comes to real connection with women, he's stuck. She's there, but not emotionally. She's smiling, but not drawn in. Why? We've been told the formula for attraction is looks, status, money, confidence. But that's not the full picture, because what truly captures a woman's heart isn't what's loud, it's what's subtle. It's not the show, it's the energy behind the silence. And that, brother, is where 99% of men get it wrong. They overlook the quiet power of presence. The small gestures that seem insignificant on the surface, but strike something deep inside her. Not because they're tricks, but because they speak to something women feel, not analyze. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 7 hidden secrets, things women deeply crave but rarely say out loud. And no, this isn't about game or gimmicks. These insights are backed by real psychology, human behavior, and the kind of timeless wisdom the Stoics live by. You see, Stoicism wasn't just about being calm or emotionless. It was about mastery. Mastery of the self. Mastery of the moment. And that kind of energy, it's rare, it's magnetic, and yes, it's deeply attractive. What I'm about to share with you won't just help you connect with women on a whole new level. It'll challenge you to show up differently, to stop performing and start being. Because when you lead with presence, not performance, when you understand emotional connection, not just physical attraction, you step into the 1% of men who women don't just like, they remember. So if you've ever felt like you're doing everything right, but something still isn't clicking, stay with me. What you'll hear might just change the way you look at attraction forever. Part 1, the power of touch before intimacy. Let me tell you something that almost no one talks about. Not your buddies, not the dating coaches, not even your own experience unless you've lived it deeply. Most men believe attraction is built through charm, through clever words, through the perfect date setup or witty banter. But here's the truth. Women connect through feeling, not performance. What she remembers is not what you said, it's how she felt in your presence. Now imagine this. You've just shared a beautiful evening with her. Maybe you've laughed, maybe the vibe is light and smooth, she's smiling, but underneath it all, something feels disconnected. You go home, you text her, and then nothing, no reply. Why? Because attraction for her isn't just a checklist, it's a felt experience. She wants to feel seen, safe, soft in your energy. And that rarely comes from words, it comes from your presence. Let me give you something practical that speaks louder than any pickup. Part 2, flirting with confidence and respect. Let's talk about something that's either misunderstood or completely overcomplicated by most men. Flirting. Now, I get it. The word itself makes some guys uncomfortable. You either grew up thinking flirting is this slick, seductive performance, or you avoided it entirely, worried you'd come across as pushy, awkward, or worse, rejected. But here's the truth. Women love flirting, but only when it's done with confidence, lightness, and most importantly, respect. Real flirting isn't about flashy pickup lines or over-the-top compliments. It's not trying to win her approval. It's about creating a moment of playful energy where both of you feel free to express without pressure. Think about it like this. Flirting is like dancing. Not the choreographed kind, but that spontaneous groove when you're both in rhythm, moving naturally. You lead, she follows, but neither of you is forcing it. Let's say she tells you she loves sushi. Most guys might say, "Oh, cool, I like sushi too." But you smile and say, "Sushi? That's it? I was expecting something bold." Clearly, you've never had my homemade tacos. Boom, it's playful, it's unexpected, and most importantly, it doesn't beg for approval. It's a subtle challenge wrapped in charm. Here's the secret. Confident men flirt for the joy of the moment, not the outcome. They don't flirt to impress. They flirt because they're already impressed with who they are. That energy, it's magnetic. And body language, it speaks even louder. A slow nod, a playful smirk, that intentional pause before responding. Sometimes the best line isn't a line at all. It's your calm, grounded presence. Stoic wisdom teaches us that a man doesn't seek control over others. He seeks control over himself. So when you flirt, don't be needy, don't perform. Be anchored, be curious. Let her feel that you're enjoying the interaction, not trying to earn her affection. Because when you flirt like that, she feels it instantly. So ask yourself, are you flirting to fill a gap inside you? Or are you flirting because you're full enough to share your light with someone else? That, brother, is the difference between forgettable and unforgettable. Part 3, the power of touching her hair. All right, let's talk about something that seems so small, so simple. Most men don't even think twice about it. Touching her hair. Now, before you roll your eyes or think this is just another cute move you saw in a rom-com, hear me out. Because when done right, and at the right moment, this is one of the most powerful, emotionally charged gestures you can offer. Here's why. The scalp is one of the most sensitive areas on the body, loaded with nerve endings that respond not just physically, but emotionally. A gentle, intentional touch on her hair, especially when trust and chemistry are already there, can trigger deep feelings of intimacy and safety. But here's the catch. Timing is everything. Touching her hair too soon, too forcefully, or without emotional connection, it comes off as awkward, invasive, or even creepy. But when it's done with presence, with calm, with confidence, it's magic. Picture this. You're sitting next to her after an incredible conversation. There's laughter, a moment of silence. She's leaning in just a bit. And without a word, you gently tuck a strand of hair behind her ear. No rush, no expectation, just pure, grounded presence. That single move, it tells her, I see you, I'm attuned to this moment, you matter. But most men, they either rush it or they miss the moment entirely. They're so in their heads about what to do next, they forget to just be there. Stoic philosophy reminds us, the wise man is indifferent to what he cannot control, but deeply attentive to what he can. And what you can control is your awareness. Your ability to read the room, to feel her energy, to act not out of desire, but out of connection. Touching her hair isn't about playing with it mindlessly. It's about creating closeness in a world full of distractions. It's about using stillness to speak louder than words ever could. So the next time you're with a woman and the moment feels soft, real, alive, don't overlook the little things, because the small gesture, done with the right heart, can become the moment she remembers most. Part 4, the hand on her back in public. Let's talk about something subtle, almost invisible, but when done with presence, it speaks louder than 1,000 words. The hand on her back in public. Now I know, it sounds small, right? A passing gesture, just guiding her through a doorway, through a crowd, across the street. But to her, it's not small, not at all. That moment, your hand resting gently, confidently, briefly on her lower back, it communicates something powerful. I've got you, you're safe, I'm leading. You see, women don't need grand gestures to feel secure. What they crave more often are those instinctual signals that say, this man is grounded, aware, present. It's not about control, it's not about dominance. It's about letting her feel, without you needing to say a word, that you're tuned in, that you're not just with her, you're with her in the moment. Let me give you a picture. You're walking together toward a restaurant. You step just a half step ahead, open the door, and as you do, your hand gently guides her forward with a light, deliberate touch. Not rushed, not possessive, just present. That 1 second, it leaves an impression. Because what she felt wasn't just your hand, she felt your awareness. But here's where most men go wrong. They hesitate or they overdo it. One feels unsure, the other feels aggressive. Neither feels right. Stoicism teaches us to move with intention, not impulse. To act when the moment calls, calmly, decisively, without seeking applause. Marcus Aurelius said, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one. So don't second guess yourself. If the moment is there, if the energy is warm, if the space invites it, lead with softness, with strength. You don't need to say, "I'll take care of you." She'll feel it. In how you move and how you carry yourself, that gentle hand on her back becomes a message. I'm not just here beside you, I'm here for you. And in a world full of men who push too hard or hold back too much, you become the rare presence she doesn't want to walk away from. Part 5. Be her hero, the protector. Let's get real for a moment. There's something inside every man, something ancient. It's not about ego, it's not about control. It's that deep, quiet desire to protect. Not because she's weak, not because she needs saving, but because when you love someone, when you truly care, you want to be their calm when the world gets loud. Here's the problem. Most men misunderstand what it means to be a protector. They think it's about fixing things, solving problems, offering advice when she's overwhelmed. But you know what most women are actually looking for? A man who can hold steady while she falls apart. Because when life shakes her, when she's anxious, emotional, or overwhelmed, she's not asking you to rescue her. She's asking you to be the one who doesn't flinch, who stays calm in her storm, who doesn't silence her pain, but also doesn't collapse under it. That's protection. Not loud, not dramatic, but solid, grounded, consistent. Picture this. She's had a terrible day. Emotions are raw. She's venting, maybe even crying. And instead of trying to fix it, you simply say, "I'm here. Take your time." You breathe deeply. You don't rush her feelings. You don't let her chaos shake your foundation. In that moment, she feels it. Your strength. Not in your muscles, but in your stillness. Stoic wisdom reminds us, no man is free who is not master of himself. So before you can be her shield, you have to guard your own peace. You don't protect her by overgiving. You protect her by leading with emotional discipline. And that's what she melts into. Not bravado, not overexertion, but a man who doesn't need to prove himself, because his energy already does. So ask yourself, can you be the calm when she's the storm? Can you let her feel fully without trying to manage or control her? Because when you do, she won't see you as just a partner. She'll see you as her sanctuary. And in today's world, that kind of man is rare but unforgettable. Part 6. The charm of a beard. Let's talk about something that seems superficial. Something that most guys either obsess over or completely ignore. The beard. Now you might be thinking, come on man, it's just facial hair. But the truth is, when worn with intention, a beard can be more than a style choice. It becomes a statement. You see, for centuries, the beard has carried meaning. In ancient cultures, it was a symbol of wisdom, masculinity, and quiet power. Not power that shouts, power that sits in stillness. And whether you wear a long beard, short stubble, or something in between, it says something before you ever open your mouth. But here's the key. It's not the beard itself that draws her in. It's what the beard represents. A well-groomed beard speaks of a man who's grounded. He's not chasing trends. He's not trying to impress. He knows who he is. And it shows in how he carries himself and in how he cares for even the small things. A sloppy, neglected beard, that sends a message too. It says, I've let go. But a clean, intentional beard, that says, I pay attention, I have discipline, I lead with presence. Let me put it this way. Your beard isn't a costume. It's a mirror reflecting your inner state. Touch your jawline right now. That contrast between the rough texture and the soft skin underneath, that's polarity. That's masculine and feminine coexisting. That's calm on the outside, depth on the inside. And that polarity, it's exactly what draws women in. Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly. Your beard is not the source of your strength. You are. The beard just reveals it. So whether you grow it long, keep it trimmed, or shave it all off, do it with intention. Let it reflect who you are. not who you're trying to be. Because a man who leads with inner stillness, who sharpens both his edges and his essence, he doesn't grow a beard to get attention. He wears it like armor, calm, grounded, steady. And in a world full of noise, that quiet strength, it gets noticed. Part 7, the power of shared laughter. Let me ask you something man to man. When was the last time you made a woman truly laugh? I'm not talking about the polite giggle or the soft, you're funny smile she gives out of courtesy. I'm talking about that real, unfiltered laugh. The kind that makes her throw her head back, eyes close, and she instinctively touches your arm. Not because she's thinking, but because she's feeling. That kind of laughter, it's not noise, it's connection. You see, a lot of men try to impress with strength, with silence, with mystery. And sure, those have their place. But without lightness, you become heavy, forgettable, one-dimensional. Here's what most men miss. Laughter isn't weakness. It's alchemy. It bypasses logic and speaks straight to her nervous system. It releases oxytocin, the hormone of trust, bonding, and emotional safety. That means in the moment she laughs with you, she's not analyzing, she's not guarding, she's simply present, and that's powerful. But don't get it twisted. This isn't about being a clown. It's not about trying too hard to be the funny guy. It's about knowing when to tease, when to be playful, and when to drop the mask and remind her that life doesn't have to be so serious all the time. Not with you. Because in a world that constantly demands she be strong, she longs for the space to soften. And nothing disarms a guarded heart faster than authentic, shared laughter. Marcus Aurelius said, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." A man who can shift the energy from tension to joy. That's not a man who entertains. That's a man who anchors. So ask yourself this. When she's with you, does she feel like she can finally exhale? Can she let her guard down? Can she laugh fully and freely? Because if she can, she won't forget you. Not because of what you said, but because of how you made her feel. And that, brother, is the kind of presence no woman walks away from easily. Conclusion: the man she never forgets. So let's take a breath and bring this full circle. What we've talked about today isn't just dating advice. It's not a list of hacks or clever tricks. It's a roadmap to becoming a man most women rarely meet, but never forget. Because here's the truth. Most men, 99% of them, are chasing the wrong things. They think attraction is about status, looks, charm, but the rare man, the 1%, he understands that real connection is built in the quiet, subtle, powerful moments. It's the way he touches, with presence, not pressure. The way he flirts, with joy, not desperation. The way he leads, with calm, not ego. The way he listens, without fixing. The way he stands, firm, steady, emotionally anchored. Even something as simple as a beard becomes a symbol of self-respect and intention. And the laughter he shares, it becomes a moment she stores deep in memory, long after it's passed. You don't become this man overnight, but you can choose to become him, starting now. Not for her, not for attention, but for you. Because the greatest shift happens when you stop trying to impress, and start choosing to express the man you truly are. Remember what the Stoics taught us? Master yourself, be present, lead by example, not explanation, and let your energy speak before your words ever do. So if today's message hits something deep in you, if you're tired of surface-level advice, tired of being misunderstood, tired of chasing and proving, then this channel is for you. Hit that subscribe button, tap like if you got value from this, and in the comments, tell me, which of the 7 spoke to you most deeply? I read every single one. This isn't just a YouTube video. This is a place for men like you, men who are ready to grow from the inside out, to lead, to love, and to live with unshakable masculine presence. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, be still, be steady, be unforgettable. Yeah, sounds simple, but when done right, it speaks volumes. Not because it's a move, not because you're trying to get something, But because you're creating a space where she can let go, emotionally, physically, spiritually, you're saying, I'm here, I see you, you're safe with me. And that, my friend, is irresistible. You don't have to be a professional masseuse, you don't need oils and music. What matters is intention. Your touch, present, mindful, grounded, tells her more about your masculinity than 1,000 compliments ever could. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Nowhere you can go is more peaceful than your own soul." That calm you carry, it's contagious, and when she feels it, she softens into it. It's not about technique, it's about being fully there. Most men rush. They skip the quiet. They go from zero to physical without ever tuning in. But the rare man, the one who understands stillness, who listens with his hands, who doesn't chase, that man doesn't just touch her body, he touches her soul. So ask yourself, next time you're with her, can you slow down enough to feel the moment with her before anything else happens? That's not game, that's presence. And it's the kind of presence she'll remember long after the night ends.